I've heard that cultists you recently captured were forging counterfeit armor in various knightly orders. Indeed, we confiscated huge supplies of such equipment, including some very particular pieces like armor of the Eagle Watch. Were any of you part of the group that escorted the captured cultists? Some were. They just arrived before the attack. Most of them are among the wounded now, but the rest fell in battle. I've just exposed a killed a demon who possessed someone. How can I make sure none of you are afflicted in the same way? You can use defensive spells to make sure. Those possessed by demons cannot cross magic circles against evil, for example. Where are the other orders? Unfortunately, they retreated prior to the attack. Had we stood at full strength, we wouldn't have let them to trap us here. Speaking of helping your wounded. Yes, Commander? Your story has too many inconsistencies. Regil permits himself a smirk. I was hoping you would see through their ruse, Kang, and I'm not disappointed. I expected more from you, demon. Your cleverness won't save you, mortals.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
One of them is still a Hell Knight, somehow. Weird. Deep Shadow Demon, Angler of Vices.
Desna, guide my hand!
Heroism on himself? Weird.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
No glory without risk!
Press the attack!
Nice. Hello. Oh, Karanda is in there. Hello, Karanda.
Let's hear you cry.
Well, she's dead.
Make your peace.
Yeah, hello, Karanda. Goodbye, Karanda. Will save succeeded. Overcomes the spell resistance of Arushale with waves of exhaustion. So she's exhausted now? Suck.
You won't survive me.
Alright, where's this door? I'm gonna stand here. And...
Retreat is not an option.
I will resist!
Endure this! Kneel before me.
Harm hurts? Yeah, no shit. Can you loot? No? Okay.
Run them through!
Angler of Isis. Wait! Let me ransom my life, Crusader. I have loot, much loot that I've picked off the fallen. Surely it is worth the price of letting one poor soul slink back to the abyss. The cultist hostage trembles with fear and fails to utter a word. His eyes are pleading. Oh, God. What would Regil do? I don't need your handouts. Are you deaf to compassion as you are to avarice? Have mercy on this mortal I used as a vessel. If you lay hands on me, he is dead. You would only commit more atrocities if I let you live. The demon's death rattle reverberates off the walls. In his dying agony, he squeezes the kneeling cultist's neck with his claws, practically tearing out the man's throat. We vanquished the demons, but we still don't know where the knights from the camp are. Take a look around if you think it best, then we must leave. It's time. Yeah, I think Regil will appreciate what I did. This is not how I imagined serving the abyss. Don't kill me, please.
I lead. You follow.
I've embarrassed myself. I'm glad I was useful to you.
Demon blood and a heavy mace. Sunstroke. Whenever this +3 radiant cold iron heavy mace lands a hit, they must pass a fortitude saving throw or become sickened. It's a pretty good mace, man. Not as good as my stuff, though. A lot of us are just wiped out.
Onwards!
Actually, it looks like we all are, actually. Oh, hello. At last, how did it go, Paraluctor Durang? Exactly as it should have. Want details? Prod your signifiers. After all, your order takes such pride in them. And these must be the 3 missing chapters. Of course, he pauses, then deliberates and continues in a louder voice so that Amanos and the other knights can hear him. Everything that happened was, in a way, a show. We received reports about the location of several particularly cunning demons. Not the fighting kind, but those who specialize in deceit and temptation. We could have surrounded and destroyed their hideout, but instead we let them know that the Knight Commander of Dresden would soon arrive in our deserted camp. The fiends swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. How could any of them have missed the opportunity to prove themselves by killing the new leader of the crusade? Demons love talking about the pride of mortals, but in fact they suffer from that vice far more than anyone else. Now is the critical bit, my reasons. Even though the Order knows a lot about the new commander's behavior, that information lacked veracity and consistency. For instance, it's always useful to know how well your principal ally is able to resist deceit and temptation, and so I suggested they meet with Karanda and her cohorts. So you were testing me? Yes, I was. Someone had to, seeing that Her Majesty Gallifrey of Mendev is so prone to bestowing titles and armies without a second thought. And yet you can't claim that I was insincere. I made myself crystal clear when I stated my interest in your person and your unusual powers back when we first met. I also mentioned how important you are to the Crusade and our shared cause. We are the vanguard of what is possibly the most important war of our age. No one can afford the privilege of blind trust with these stakes. There are flaws in the way you approach problems, but nothing that cannot be corrected. A new leader can be forgiven some shortcomings. I hope you outgrow them quickly. I understand your concern, and I don't begrudge you this test. I'm glad we've reached an understanding, and I'm sorry that I had to resort to such measures. Now that we've discussed everything, there's still a matter I would like to attend to. Yaker ankle 2 steps forward. I hear and obey. We must speak about your role in the current events. You received my order to visit the Knight Commander in Dresden and feed him misleading information. How should a Hell Knight behave in this situation? A Hell Knight must obey his commander's orders. If his commander's orders directly contradict the tenets of the measure of the chain or go against the order's interests, then the Hell Knight must report his commander to a higher order command. And what did you do? Did you report me? No, sir. With your permission, sir, I deduced that it was some kind of test for the Knight Commander. It didn't seem right to me, but you don't have my permission to blabber excuses. You gave him an order and now you're going to punish him for following it? Well, if the commander deems my verdict faulty, then we shall postpone this review of your actions. That is all. I'm not going to change myself just because he doesn't like the way I act. He's like, I don't think you act properly. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. That's how I act. Deal with it. Yeah, there's no vendor here. That'd be cool. I'll be there eventually. Hold on. Knight Commander. If you wish, my armigers will show you a list of goods we offer, which includes both spoils of war and the items produced by our order's craftsmen. How long have you known Regal? I've known him from before the World Wound and the Crusades. He is one of the gnomes who take forever to succumb to the bleaching. He was different once. He was bright. He was an armiger in the Order of the Scourge, but he transferred to the God Claw, soared through the ranks, and started losing color. I can't be sure which of these 3 facts is the cause and which is the effect. Yeah, show me what you have for sale. Sell my junk! But not like in the sexual way. Quarterstaff. Longsword 1. That one. Shock composite longbow, I've got those. Heavy eradicator? Sunstroke I'm not going to use, so I'll sell that. Not going to use that. Not going to use this. Mithril breastplate 1. It's 11 armor. Oh, that is also mithril, right? Yeah, it is. So I don't need this. I need the alcohol. Alright, what do you sell? Price descending. Battleforged Warhammer. Not worth. A spear. Heavy plate half. Heavy armor half plate. Damage reduction by 1. Helmet of the Stalwart Cavalier. +1 insight bonus to armor class. Do you have insight bonus? Deflection bonus. A +2 bonus. +1 morale bonus. What is this? Insight? Insight bonus. That gives +2 enhancement to charisma. Enhancement bonus to AC. And this is insight bonus. Let's get that for you. Full plate +3. Longsword +3. That sucks. What is the belt of improved protection? +6 enhancement bonus to constitute. Oh wait, no. +10 bonus to mobility skill checks. All right, I guess. Full plate +3. What are you wearing? Adamantine full plate +2. What does adamantine do? Sorry, wrong one. Armor made from adamantine grants the wearer -1 if it's light, -2 if it's medium, and -3 if it's heavy. Okay. Well, I'd rather have the adamantine. Hell Knight. Oh, it's just a visual. Alright, deal. So, her. Give her the helmet. And she loses the inspired wisdom. So her wisdom goes down by 2, but she gets +1 insight bonus to AC. Nice. Even more hardcore. Sick! What's his hat? +5 bonus to maximum hit points. That's wisdom? He doesn't really need wisdom. Alright. Well, I'm happy with that.
Head on!
Like, I can appreciate what they're doing. I don't like their methods. Right? I can understand why they're doing it. I can understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. I don't agree with it, but I understand. They're not being unreasonable. They're just being stupid. Yeah, you stay there. Everybody's exhausted. There's no reason for me to walk. It's funny doing this as a demon. Look at me, I'm the threat. Rest. I'm sure he gets really mad if you're a demon. I guess here I could be me. Alright, that's fine.
You aren't from a noble family.
Right.
22 hours. Jesus. All right. So you? Oh, you're them. Okay. You need to come over here. Yeah. You can continue on your path. And then there's nothing to do here. Yep, okay. The fate of the Racious Jumble. I have max morale, don't I? I do. There's not really a reason to do morale-based stuff. Crusader morale increased. Who cares? Royal Parade. Finance points increased. My finance points are okay. The Altar. Unholy Symbol. Phylactery of Stavanos the Rotten. Let's do that one. That sounds fun. A club or a flail? Club of Hunger. They're both worth the same amount of money, so who cares? I'm not going to use either one. One-handed club. A flail. It's an intermediate step. So it's not even the finished item. But it doesn't matter, because it's going to be like an upgraded club or an upgraded flail. Neither of which I'm willing to use. Club it is. Alright. I guess Glory will do this just because it takes 5 days and... Wait, what does it say up here? Repeatable. Will become available again in 30 days. Swords of Gorum. 21. Jesus. Military is going to be the next one to level up. I guess we'll do it. Because who the hell? I don't have anything else to do. Alright, so I've rested. Now let's come over here. Change dudes. We're going to get rid of him, and we're going to pick up Greybore. Oh, he has a mythic level? What are you? You are a rogue. It's like a rogue fighter, yeah. Probably just go with Ever Ready. Let's do that. A mythic feat. Your sneak attacks deal an additional 1d6 damage. 2-weapon fighting mythic. With weapons in both hands, your penalties on attack rolls for fighting with 2 weapons are reduced by 2. That's nice. Oh, weird. Yeah, 2-weapon fighting. Again. Alright.
I'm out in 3-2.
Oh no! Rupture restraints. Okay. Sorry about that. Cappy was informing me about sumo stuff. It's important, you guys. This gives me strength and dex, which is probably better. Okay. Save. Let's go! See if we can kill this dragon. Where is he? He's in the back. Let's take a look around, find a suitable place for an ambush.
Onwards!
Ouch. Oh, it's not a large map. Okay. So it's not like I'm going to have to search and really find a good place. There's only going to be the one.
Move out!
This is the place. Let's set up an ambush here. Okay, hold on. I want to investigate the whole map.
Head on!
So if I have to move around the map, I know where I'm going. Alright. Greymoor meticulously scans the surrounding area and appears pleased with the results. A talon-like hook of several collapsible spikes protrudes from his pack. The dwarf produces a small, tightly wrapped bundle from his pocket, and its pungent smell fills your nostrils. Come over here. This is where we'll set up an ambush for the dragon. Let's light as many fires as we can, so she thinks there's a whole caravan staying here overnight. You can be sure she won't resist such easy prey. I do know there are some mean, angry dragons around. Some of them even eat the small, nice ones, or so I've heard. Anyway, I will fight like a beast, and I will even growl and like one too. This wicked old dragon won't eat me. Adorable. What is that smell? It's frog's eye. Some herb from Magnamar, used as seasoning by Varisians. I'm not sure they can even eat anything without it. The heat of the fire will cause the smell to rise up in the air where the wind will carry it far and wide. The dragon will surely catch our scent and take interest. Dragons have a heightened sense of smell, and their sense of taste is even more discerning. The beast won't be able to resist a chance to try some strange new kind of meat. That's awful. I don't want to hear any more stories about dragons eating people. It's just sad and wrong. How do you plan to lure the dragon? We will act like a group of careless foragers, ordinary hunters looking for wild game to provision the Crusader army. Let's go out hunting, and then we'll hang the carcasses up and hooks to clean them, gutted them. When the dragon catches the scent of blood and sees the fire, she'll think we're inexperienced nobodies. After all, no skilled hunting party would draw so much attention to themselves. Easy prey, you see. Then, when she swoops down upon us, we'll pounce on her instead. Let's get started. The dwarf nods in approval. He is calm and composed as he readies himself for battle. This is going to be a fine ambush. Dun, dun, dun. I can see her, Commander. Get ready. Is this the one that's been attacking me periodically? It looks like it. That one's been a red dragon.
Did we find trouble?
You follow.
They did.
Alright, so we need to spread out.
Out of my way!
What an intriguing smell you have, little hunters. No one warned me that there was a hungry dragon roaming around these parts. Warned you, I mean.
Make every strike count.
Prepare yourself.
$23 damage to Lan, 47 to Kang. Okay.
Simply business. Die!
The inheritor! Guide my blade!
She'll lose a lot of blood after her. Track the dragon down. New location, Bloody Trail. Let's heal up for a sec. Actually, I'm going to heal on the road. What am I worried about? The ground is covered in fresh dragon blood and deep claw marks. The winged silhouette soars high into the night sky and heads east, doubtless towards her lair. The assassin gives the commander a thumbs up and throws his pack over his shoulder. The ambush was a success. Serious loss of blood, though not fatal, causes the dragon's heart to compensate by contracting more rapidly in order to oxygenate the muscles. This makes it more difficult for her to breathe and weakens her wing capacity. The lack of oxygen then leads to convulsive seizures that force the dragon to descend for short rests. It takes her an entire night to travel the distance she could normally cover in only a few hours. What we got here? Decrees. Yeah, we can do the voracious jumble again. I think we'll skip it for now because I want to find out what the first step of everything is. Because it'll at least tell me what I want to, like, unlock, right? Alright, these. You continue your route. Alright, you are continuing your route. Where there's some level 7s. There's a level 7 up there. You go clear that out. Wait, I could rename the Crusader army? That's cool. I didn't know that. There's the main host, the rear guard, and then reinforcements. Man, that makes that so much easier to be like, which one am I looking for? Sick. Wait, stop. Teleport home. Now I'm not tired by the time I get there. Dark splotches of dried blood are visible on the ground. Its foul, pungent scent awakens the predatory instinct of the hunt. Everything nearby is spattered in blood, as if the battle took place here, or someone slaughtered a herd of goats. Yet the blood belongs neither to human nor goat. Its sulfurous odor indicates that the blood is of rare fire-breathing dragon. Injured and exhausted, the fleeing dragon stopped here to rest. The commander decides to personally examine the trail to impress the assassin. Actually, I'm going to ask the assassin for advice. The dwarf points confidently to the south. The dragon's lair is hidden somewhere amongst the mountain gorges. I'm not going to try to pretend like I know what I'm doing with a +5 on like a 22 roll or something.
To battle, my friends!
Like Gilbreleths? Gibreleth. It's hard to say that name for a very specific reason.
Desna, guide my hand.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Oh, hello.
Make your peace.
You won't survive me.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Fall!
Ah!
The light, take you!
Let's hear you cry!
I will resist!
Endure this!
You're in my way.
I will bring down the divine wrath!
Into the fray!
Run them through! Onwards!
The commander and his followers are traversing the mountains trying to track down the female wound worm that has lately been wreaking havoc around Tressa. The dwarf leading the party approaches the edge of the cliff and points down to the ruins of a tower built upon the rock 300 feet below. Its very existence raises a number of questions. Who would dare build a tower here so close to the demons? And why would they erect it at the bottom of a canyon? An expert analysis of the tower structure provides the answers. Numerous features in its design indicate the building dates back to the golden age of the Aslanti Empire. It is several times older than the World Wound and was originally constructed on a top of a mountain before the cataclysm changed everything. The tectonic plates shifted, causing the tower to sink to the bottom of a newly formed canyon, and the mountain rose up around it like the jaws of a predator ready to snap shut and bury it beneath the rock forever. The ancient ruins have been abandoned for ages, barely visible amidst the steep cliffs. The tower would have remained hidden had the commander's party not discovered it by following the trail of blood. The dwarf signals that it is time to descend. The alpine path leading to the tower soon splits in two directions. The left is a rocky ledge, dangerously narrow and visibly unstable. On the right is a broad path covered in overgrown brambles and thickets. There are many poisonous plants in the mountains, some of which are so dangerous that merely touching them can lead to numerous adverse reactions. These include but are not limited to migraines, disorientation, vomiting, hearing loss, paralysis, and even death. The commander assesses the risk and let's go the steep path to the left. The commander decides to take the path to the left, which descends steeply down at a dangerous angle. The loose stones along the ledge are treacherous and unstable. One wrong step could cause a rock slide. This is a task for either a person of outstanding acrobatic talent or someone attentive and cautious. Whoever leads this task must take on great risk. Sela with a plus 19, or Lan with a plus 18. Send the most agile companion to lead the way. Let's do that. He only needs to roll a 4. Success. Predictably, the path that has been chosen is full of dangers. Lan makes a dangerous leap, dislodging the stones beneath his feet. He comes dangerously close to falling, teetering precariously before managing to regain his balance. Having witnessed such a near tragedy, his companions watch their step more carefully, and the party navigates the remainder of the perilous trail without further incident. The path comes to an abrupt end. A recent rock slide has destroyed this section of the trail, leaving behind only a few footholds for those brave enough to attempt the crossing. The commander's allies hastily tie themselves together with rope, hoping to prevent a fall if anyone loses their footing. The dwarf silently indicates this mountaineering equipment. If they choose to climb down the mountain cliff, they will be able to get back on the same path and avoid the dangers ahead. Plus 25. Plus 27. Let's go. Orders the strongest of his companions to lead the party on the sheer cliff. That would be me. Success. Assisted by their training and combat experience, the party climbs down slowly and steadily. Kang does not panic or make a single mistake, and he skillfully leads his followers through the treacherous terrain. Eventually, they reach a secure rock ledge. Without a cry of warning, the dwarf points to the sky. Giant birds of prey circle ominously overhead. Their beak morphology indicates a carnivorous nature, and their large size suggests they consider those climbing down the cliff to be prey. It is common for them to fling their quarry against the cliffs and then feed on the carcasses. With ear-piercing shrieks, they swoop into formation and dive down. Deal with the leader of the flock at all costs. Success. Suspended over the chasm, Kang meets the leader of the flock with a decisive blow. With screeching and splashing blood, the leader plummets. The rest of the flock flies away, not wanting to share his fate. The party overcomes every obstacle and finally descends to the ruined tower. The mountain has been conquered, and no one has fallen victim to its treachery. Now they secretly approach the unsuspecting dragon, sneakily making their way through the surrounding rocks. After leading them to the tower, the dwarf gives his newfound allies a nod of respect. It looked like I had a ways to go. I'm not actually prepared for this. I wanted to rest. God damn it. Who's tired? Just Greybor and Lamb. Alright, we'll save here. Oh, great. Oh, that is true. Let's try to get close as we can without the dragon, without making any noise, then we'll take it by surprise. We crept up on the toothy old lizard without her noticing us. It's a pleasure to work with real professionals. Let's get a little closer so we can attack when she least expects it. The dragon looms over her, an old elf, her vicious teeth bared in an angry snarl. You recognize his face. He's called the Storyteller. Hey, it's this guy. Thank God I found him. I know you're in league with these little parasites who wounded me. They sent you to spy on me. They thought I wouldn't crave the crunch of your old bones. They were wrong. I've always had a special liking for the taste of elven flesh. But I do love to play with my food. What can you offer me in exchange for your pathetic life? Perhaps I won't kill you if you manage to impress me. A story. Stories are all I have. But some of them are priceless, more valuable than any treasure. This I can offer you in payment. Stay quiet and wait for the right moment to attack. Stealth 20. Arushale is 29. Okay, that's fine. I have a particular item on me. Its previous owner was quite sinister, so I think you'll appreciate the story. Everything in the throne room was so cheap and vulgar. Jamandi Aldori knows nothing about luxury. Another sorry provincial excuse for an aristocrat, and yet I still must bow my head and smile politely at the sword-wagging half-wits. These poor souls have never known anything more luxurious in their life than the rural parody of a palace. I must convince them that I am at their mercy. As soon as they all beg me for mercy, but I will see that they're given none, or my name isn't Tartuccio. And look at those foolish idiots who want to become like a baron. What a parade of louts, a whining, bumbling bore, more beard than face, who drones on and on. An insolent, unwashed wench carrying around a dull gardening tool as her weapon of choice. An undead sadist carrying around endless amounts of emotional baggage from her childhood. She's actually all right, to be fair, but as far as the infuriating halfling who never shuts up, how I will take the little journey of hers and shove it into her blabbering mouth, and she'll choke on it and be quiet. A worthless creature who clings like a limpet to someone far more important. My greatest rival, a dark horse. Well, consider this entire performance dedicated to you. Stealth 25. Succeeded. This night will be long and bloody. The mercenaries will storm the palace and kill the useless rabble, hopefully starting with all my rivals, but they won't touch me, for I possess a token of immunity, a ring with King Iovari's personal coat of arms. After all, it is I who must lead the expedition into the Stolen Lands. Not for stupid titles or glory, no. Ha! Imagine becoming a fool Jumandi's bootlicker until the end of your life. No, my precious, witless little soldiers will procure something a lot more valuable than a barony in the middle of nowhere. Something precious is hidden in the Stolen Lands. A wooden sword created by someone who is truly powerful. Nothing like this pathetic scraps of metal worn by the pompous Aldori simpletons. No, it is a true instrument of fate. It's a pity I don't know how to use it myself, but King Irovetti will pay me an obscene amount of money for it. Fortune enough for an eternity of endless debauchery. Not to mention the little bonus he'll give me for Jumandi's venture collapsing like a house of cards. Merely a trifle, really. Barely buys you a place in Absalom. And then, oh Callistra, this stinkpot with a sword has started flapping her jaws again. Why can't she just shut up? Her manners are worse than a kobold's. Be careful now, Tartuccio. Don't let anything slip about Jamandi. I hope this loudmouth gets stabbed tonight. It's not like you're being kept prisoner. If you don't want to wait, you can always return to the mountains or whatever other place you crawled out of. I especially advise you to do so if you don't know who the Aldori sword lords are. The dragon's kept quiet, but finally she speaks. How interesting. What happened next? Raybor tenses, ready to spring. She's thinking. She's distracted. Attack now. I have a Gorham phrase. The dragon, at last a worthy opponent. Witness my prowess in battle, Gorham. I dedicate this victory to you. Whoa. The intoxicating scent of blood fills your nostrils and its metallic taste lingers on your tongue. Gorham has heard your prayer. You must not disappoint him. You again. You sent this miserable old totard to distract me with his chatter while you sneak up on me?
I will protect you with my life.
What affects me? Gorham's Blessing. You get 20 temporary hit points plus 6 bonus on attack and damage rolls. You make 1 extra attack with your main weapon, and you are moving as if you constantly under the effect of haste. You alone go into a holy rage. Your size increases by 1, and you get a +4 bonus to strength and constitution, +2 natural armor to your armor class, damage reduction 10 against law. You are not affected by frightening or shaking conditions. You gain ferocity, but you take a -2 penalty to Dex and AC. While in this condition, you are unable to cast spells or use stealth. Okay, that's fine. For Gorham!
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, just miss everything, please.
Make every strike.
Hi, Boo. Nice, thank you. Okay. I am going to get behind him with my rogue.
Out of my way!
Don't let the dragon get off the ground. She'll set everything on fire. I one-rounded her. Sick.
Move out!
Please search the bookshelves. Bring me anything written in Elven runes.
Head on!
We won't.
The books are burning. All is lost. I expected more from your party. I managed to track down the dragon and lead you to her lair, and then you let her fly away? What? Was I supposed to run directly up there, I guess? Alright. Let's reload that. We're quick. I guess you're not supposed to loot, just run straight to her. That's disappointing. They tempt me with all this loot. Alright, here, let's do this. Let's go.
No reason to pause.
Aparano Center.
I'll go ahead and bless too. Alright, at least I don't have to read through all this, right? Stealth. Stealth. 4.
None shall escape! Die!
I will resist.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel. Adayana.
Simply business.
The light. Take you.
Let's hear you cry!
Prepare yourself.
You won't survive me.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Into the fray.
Run them through! Move out! You're in my way.